Aldous Huxley warned that people would be controlled not by pain, but by pleasure. Imagine waking up in a world where every desire, every craving, and every fleeting moment of pleasure is laid before you. A world where the promise of constant satisfaction beckons like a never-ending river, glittering with all the things you think will make you happy. But pause for a moment. Ask yourself, what is the cost of this pursuit? Could the endless chase for comfort, for ease, for gratification become the very chains that bind us? Today, we explore a warning that echoes across time, from the dystopian visions of Aldous Huxley to the insights of modern psychology. Huxley imagined a society pacified not with fear, not with force, but with pleasure. A society where humans, lulled by intoxicating comforts, relinquished their freedom without realizing it. And look closely at our own lives today. Our phones, our social media feeds, our constant notifications. Do they not offer us a taste of that same seduction? Think about the way you start your day. Perhaps you reach for your phone immediately, scanning notifications and updates. Your brain responds with tiny dopamine hits, small bursts of pleasure that promise a sense of satisfaction. But satisfaction is fleeting, isn't it? Hours slip by, and the emptiness lingers, subtle yet undeniable. Here begins the paradox. The very pursuit of pleasure that seems to promise happiness quietly ensnares us, binding our attention, energy, and ultimately, our potential. Aldous Huxley's Brave New World is a grim mirror. In it, citizens are given soma, a drug that ensures contentment regardless of meaning. Chains of iron and stone are absent. Instead, the chains are invisible, forged from constant indulgence. Huxley warns that this is the most insidious form of control. And psychology today corroborates this. Modern studies highlight the hedonic treadmill. No matter the pleasure we attain, our baseline contentment returns, leaving us yearning for more. A new car, a delicious meal, the latest gadget. The satisfaction fades, and the craving persists. We are caught in cycles of perpetual desire. Reflect for a moment on your own life. How often do you reach for that small comfort, only to find hours or even days have slipped away? And how often do you look around and see that, despite all this indulgence, a quiet dissatisfaction remains? This is not mere coincidence. Neuroscience explains why dopamine, the neurotransmitter of reward, reinforces behavior. But the anticipation of pleasure often releases more dopamine than the reward itself. We become addicted not just to pleasure, but to the promise of it. This is the architecture of the attention economy, where every click, every like, every swipe fuels a system designed to keep us seeking endlessly. Philosopher Viktor Frankl, a survivor of unimaginable suffering, offers a counterpoint. True fulfillment does not arise from fleeting pleasure, he insists, but from meaning. When individuals lack purpose, they turn to distractions, chasing comfort to fill the void. Yet these distractions deepen emptiness. Are you living a life anchored in meaning, or are you drifting, carried by the tides of immediate gratification? Consider a simple choice. A morning spent scrolling social media versus an hour spent in reflection, meditation, or creative endeavor. Small, seemingly trivial decisions compound over time, constructing the framework of your existence. Huxley's warning is stark. The infinite capacity for taking things for granted blinds us to the deeper joys of life. Relationships, creativity, self-discovery, contribution. These are the treasures eclipsed by the endless pursuit of comfort. Now, observe how modern psychology frames this. Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi, renowned for his research on flow, explains that moments of engagement are fleeting and often manipulated by external stimuli. Algorithms and platforms are designed to keep you hooked, feeding your desires for novelty and distraction. Each scroll, each notification, each minor pleasure is calibrated to capture attention, creating dependency disguised as delight. This is the paradox. Pleasure, when unchecked, enslaves. But there is hope. Awareness is the first step. Begin by noticing the patterns, the choices, the compulsions that dominate your attention. Observe without judgment. Consider what brings true value to your life and what merely fills the gaps with temporary satisfaction. Here lies the philosophical insight. Freedom is not the ability to do whatever pleases you, but the ability to discern what truly matters. The journey to liberation is also practical. Start with small boundaries, turn off notifications, limit mindless scrolling, dedicate moments to reflection, learning, or meaningful connection. Each act of discipline, though small, chips away at the chains of distraction. Consider purpose as your compass. Nietzsche's insight resonates. He who has a why to live can bear almost any how. When anchored in purpose, the lure of superficial pleasure loses its grip. Observe, too, the narrative of history and heroism. Those who have shaped the world, Gandhi, Mother Teresa, Martin Luther King Jr., did not pursue comfort. Their triumph arose from the discipline to endure, to sacrifice, and to pursue meaning. In every decision, there is a test. Will you prioritize immediate gratification or the lasting impact of intentional action? Ask yourself now, in the quiet moments, away from screens and distractions, what do you truly value? What small daily choices reflect the life you wish to live? The insight here is subtle yet profound. By choosing purpose over pleasure, discipline over indulgence, and meaning over distraction, we begin to reclaim the autonomy subtly eroded by modern life. This is only the beginning of our journey. Ahead, we will uncover deeper psychological mechanisms, explore the philosophy of freedom, and reveal practical strategies to break the chains of distraction. By observing, reflecting, and acting with intention, you can transform the invisible shackles of pleasure into tools for growth, mastery, and fulfillment. Remember, the pursuit of pleasure is alluring, but without awareness, it becomes a silent form of slavery. Today, the choice begins. Will you continue to drift, or will you step into the life defined by purpose and intentionality? As we continue our exploration, let's dive deeper into the subtle forces that shape our lives. Imagine for a moment that your mind is like a garden. Every thought, every desire, every habit you indulge in is a seed. Some seeds bear fruit, growth, insight, fulfillment. Others bear weeds, distraction, anxiety, and emptiness. The pursuit of pleasure, unexamined, sows weeds in this garden. And yet, the most extraordinary insight is that awareness alone allows us to begin cultivating the soil of our consciousness. Aldous Huxley's cautionary tale extends beyond dystopia. It mirrors the psychology of today. Modern neuroscience confirms that repeated engagement with superficial pleasures creates neural pathways that reinforce compulsive behavior. Each time we seek a dopamine hit from a notification or a fleeting indulgence, the brain strengthens the connection, making it easier to repeat the behavior and harder to resist. We are, in essence, training ourselves to chase the ephemeral rather than invest in what lasts. But notice this, within the same brain lies an incredible capacity for transformation. Viktor Frankl emphasizes that purpose is not discovered outside. It emerges when we confront our own limitations, suffering, and choices. By observing our patterns, reflecting on our values, and consciously redirecting attention, we cultivate the inner landscape necessary for freedom. Observe yourself. Where does your attention go automatically? What impulses dominate your day? These questions are not merely introspective. They are the map to reclaiming agency over your life. Now let us bring philosophy into focus. Aristotle spoke of eudaimonia, the flourishing life. It is not found in transient pleasure, but in living virtuously, intentionally, and aligned with one's highest values. In practical terms, this means prioritizing long-term fulfillment over immediate gratification, nurturing relationships, pursuing mastery, and contributing to a purpose larger than oneself. Every small decision, resisting a distraction, focusing on meaningful work, expressing care to another, becomes an act of freedom. Modern psychology echoes these principles. Martin Seligman's research in positive psychology identifies 3 pillars of a meaningful life: engagement, relationships, and purpose. Pleasure plays a role, yes, but only as a byproduct rather than the driver. The hedonic treadmill ensures that chasing pleasure for its own sake leaves us trapped. True satisfaction comes from aligning actions with enduring values. Think about this. The world around you offers constant temptation. Social media, entertainment, and consumer culture feed an endless appetite. Every notification, every advertisement, every like is engineered to hijack your attention. It's not evil, it's design. And understanding this design is liberating because it allows choice. Awareness transforms the trap into a challenge, a call to cultivate discipline and intention. Here's a practical lens. Observe your daily routines. How often are you responding to reflexive impulses versus deliberate choices? Are you scrolling because of boredom, habit, or true desire? What would happen if even a fraction of that time were redirected toward reflection, learning, or creating? Gradually, the garden shifts, weeded, nurtured, and fertile. This metaphor is not abstract, it is literal in the neural architecture of your brain. Choices shape pathways, and pathways shape experience. Let's return to Huxley's vision. He observed a society that willingly surrendered freedom for comfort. Today, the mechanism is subtler. Algorithms and devices do not physically chain us, yet they structure our desires and shape our attention, producing an invisible but powerful constraint. Observing this allows you to step outside the machinery. You see it clearly, and this clarity is the first act of rebellion, a deliberate pause to reclaim autonomy. Now consider discipline. The philosopher Jocko Willink reminds us, discipline equals freedom. It may seem paradoxical, yet it is true. Each act of restraint, choosing purpose over pleasure, long-term growth over immediate indulgence, strengthens your capacity to live intentionally. Small habits compound into mastery. Each decision is a vote for the person you are becoming, the life you wish to cultivate, and the freedom you seek. Observation, reflection, and action converge in what Frankl called the search for meaning. This is not abstract, it is applied in every decision. Are you contributing to something larger than yourself? Are your efforts directed at mastery, creation, or connection, or are they consumed by shallow, fleeting gratifications? This is the pivotal question that defines freedom and purpose. Finally, let's tie philosophy and psychology together. Huxley, Aristotle, Frankl, and Seligman converge on one principle. A life dominated by immediate pleasure is a life surrendered. A life aligned with purpose, reflection, and engagement is a life free. Observe your choices, assess your impulses, and ask, which path am I walking? Which seeds am I planting in my garden today? By cultivating awareness and deliberately choosing meaning over distraction, you begin to dismantle the invisible chains of modern hedonism. Each choice, each act of attention becomes a statement of autonomy, a reinforcement of freedom, and a step toward a life of enduring significance. And now, as we prepare to move into part 3, we will explore the deeper mechanisms of human motivation, the psychology of desire, and the hidden structures that make freedom both challenging and transformative. As we move deeper, let's consider the architecture of desire itself. Imagine your mind as a complex theater where multiple actors play simultaneously: impulses, habits, longings, and fears. The pursuit of pleasure is not a single voice but a chorus, often loudest among them. Each impulse competes for attention, pulling you toward fleeting satisfaction and away from reflection, purpose, and growth. But the most profound insight is that observing these voices, without judgment, shifts the balance. Observation alone allows you to step into the role of the director, guiding your attention, shaping the narrative, and reclaiming your stage. Philosophers have long warned about the dangers of succumbing to immediate gratification. Seneca, a Stoic thinker, argued that unchecked desire enslaves the mind. Freedom, he contended, is not doing whatever one wants in the moment, but cultivating the inner discipline to act in alignment with reason, virtue, and long-term purpose. Psychology echoes this ancient wisdom. Studies on self-control reveal that people who consistently delay gratification report higher life satisfaction, stronger relationships, and greater resilience in the face of adversity. The ability to pause, reflect, and choose is a form of liberation in itself. Let's examine the modern context. Technology has created an environment optimized for distraction. Algorithms track attention and curate content designed to capture the mind, triggering pleasure responses and reinforcing compulsive patterns. This is not conspiracy, it is design. Understanding this is empowering because it allows the conscious mind to step in. Awareness converts manipulation into choice. When you notice the pull of an endless scroll or the urge for constant validation, you are already reclaiming control. Each moment of mindfulness, each conscious redirection of attention is a victory against subtle enslavement. Yet freedom is not merely about resisting distraction, it is about redirecting energy toward what truly matters. Viktor Frankl emphasized that meaning, not pleasure, is the key to fulfillment. Meaning emerges when we confront our limitations, endure suffering, and commit to a purpose greater than ourselves. Observe the small decisions of your day. Are they aligned with your deeper values, or are they dictated by impulse? These micro-decisions accumulate into the macro structure of your life. Purpose is built one intentional action at a time. Now, consider the neuroscience behind this. Every repeated behavior strengthens neural pathways. When we indulge impulses mindlessly, these pathways become entrenched, making the patterns harder to break. Conversely, deliberate practice, reflection, and engagement with meaningful work strengthen alternative pathways, gradually reshaping behavior, attention, and even emotional responses. This is not abstract, it is biology in action. Each act of self-directed attention reinforces freedom. Each conscious choice rewrites your internal wiring, cultivating autonomy. We can also draw lessons from mythology and storytelling. Every great hero, from Hercules to modern narratives, confronts internal struggle before achieving transformation. The battle is not solely external, it is inward. Pleasure, avoidance, and distraction represent the monsters of modern life. The path to freedom involves confronting these internal obstacles, understanding their origins, and redirecting the energy they demand. The struggle itself becomes a teacher, guiding toward wisdom, resilience, and purpose. Observe your impulses as a mirror of deeper truths. When a craving arises, ask, what is this desire pointing to? Often, the surface wants, entertainment, indulgence, escape, mask deeper needs, connection, creativity, mastery, or self-understanding. Recognizing this transforms every temptation into an opportunity for insight. The pursuit of pleasure becomes not a trap, but a tool for self-reflection. Each distraction carries a message: pay attention, understand, and redirect toward growth. Discipline is the bridge between observation and transformation. As Jocko Willink emphasizes, discipline equals freedom. Small acts, resisting impulsive scrolling, dedicating time to meaningful work, engaging deeply with learning, compound into mastery over attention and life. Freedom is not passive, it is the product of deliberate, consistent choices. In this sense, every moment of mindful decision-making is both a rebellion against external control and a step toward personal sovereignty. Philosophical reflection converges with psychological evidence. pleasure alone does not satisfy. True fulfillment arises from engagement, purpose, and contribution. Seligman, Huxley, Frankl, and Aristotle all point toward the same principle: unexamined indulgence leads to dependence, while conscious, meaningful action cultivates autonomy. Observation, reflection, and deliberate action form a triad of liberation. By watching, understanding, and choosing, you reclaim both attention and purpose. As we conclude this section, pause to reflect on your life. What patterns dominate your daily behavior? Which impulses guide your choices? And which actions are aligned with enduring values? Awareness is the first step, but action is essential. Each conscious choice is a seed planted for growth, each act of discipline a brick in the foundation of freedom. And now, in part 4, we will explore practical strategies for breaking the chains of hedonic captivity, integrating philosophy, psychology, and personal observation into actionable steps for living intentionally and freely. Part 4. Reclaiming freedom. Practical steps to live with purpose. As we continue, let's shift from observation to action. Understanding the dangers of pleasure-seeking is powerful, but wisdom only transforms life when paired with deliberate practice. Imagine your life as a garden. Distractions, indulgences, and superficial pleasures are weeds that quietly spread, choking the growth of meaningful pursuits. Purpose, focus, and intentional living are the seeds. To cultivate this garden, we must first clear the weeds, then plant and nurture what truly matters. Begin with small intentional interventions. Turn off notifications, limit social media, and schedule time for reflective practices. These actions may seem minor, yet they create the first space for autonomy. Freedom, like any skill, grows gradually. Just as muscles strengthen with repeated use, your ability to focus, choose, and resist superficial pleasures develops with consistent effort. Each act of mindful attention reinforces new neural pathways and establishes habits aligned with your deeper values. Next, embrace discomfort. Growth rarely occurs in comfort zones. When faced with challenging tasks, uncomfortable truths, or situations that demand reflection, resist the urge to escape. The mind, conditioned for constant gratification, will resist, but persistence transforms resistance into mastery. Consider the lives of great thinkers, philosophers, and leaders: Gandhi, Viktor Frankl, Martin Luther King Jr. Their paths were steep, filled with struggle and sacrifice, yet they discovered meaning and freedom through endurance. Discomfort is a teacher, revealing strengths and insights that pleasure cannot. Now, integrate deliberate purpose into daily life. Identify the domains where your actions align with long-term meaning: creativity, relationships, learning, service. Replace mindless consumption with meaningful engagement. This is not about eliminating joy, it is about recalibrating your definition of happiness. True joy emerges from purposeful activity, contribution, and self-mastery. Observe your impulses and ask, does this action serve lasting growth or merely temporary pleasure? Each conscious choice strengthens purpose and weakens the influence of fleeting gratification. Philosophy and psychology converge here. Aristotle's concept of eudaimonia, flourishing through virtue and intentional action, aligns with Seligman's research on meaning, engagement, and contribution. Pleasure is not condemned, it is contextualized. Superficial gratification is acknowledged but not prioritized. Real fulfillment arises from integrating personal strengths with purposeful action. Awareness alone is not enough. Action is the bridge between observation and liberation. Reflection is key. Each evening, consider your choices. Where did you act intentionally, and where did you succumb to distraction? Journaling, meditation, or simply mindful contemplation allows insight into patterns, progress, and areas needing adjustment. Awareness without reflection is fleeting. Reflection without action is ineffective. Together they form a dynamic loop: observe, reflect, act, gradually reshaping behavior, attention, and experience. Another crucial practice is alignment with intrinsic goals. Extrinsic rewards, money, status, likes, are transient. Intrinsic goals, mastery, connection, contribution, sustain fulfillment. Modern research confirms that prioritizing intrinsic goals enhances resilience, life satisfaction, and emotional well-being. Examine your daily decisions. Are they motivated by external validation or internal growth? This alignment transforms every choice into an expression of freedom, every effort into purposeful investment. Embrace the rhythm of long-term growth. Just as Rome was not built in a day, a life of purpose develops gradually. Success lies in consistency, not perfection. Each deliberate action compounds into meaningful transformation. Resisting small pleasures, committing to reflection, prioritizing intrinsic goals. These are not sacrifices, they are investments in autonomy, mastery, and fulfillment. The brain rewires itself, attention strengthens, and habits become aligned with long-term purpose. Finally, cultivate presence. Pleasure often distracts from now. Purpose requires full engagement. Mindfulness, deep work, and focused attention anchor you in the moment. The present is where freedom is exercised, where choices are made, actions taken, and meaning created. Every moment of deliberate engagement diminishes the influence of distraction and strengthens the capacity for intentional living. In the next section, Part 5, we will bring together all these lessons into a cohesive narrative. We will explore the ultimate synthesis of philosophy, psychology, and observation, how to live intentionally, transform desire into insight, and create a life defined by purpose rather than superficial pleasure. Here, observation, reflection, and action converge, guiding you toward a life of true freedom and fulfillment. Part 5, The Path to True Freedom, integrating wisdom, observation, and purpose. As we enter the final stage of this journey, let us pause and take stock of what we have discovered. We began by observing the subtle chains of pleasure, distraction, and superficial gratification that quietly shape our lives. We examined how modern technology, social media, and societal expectations exploit these tendencies, creating a cycle of dependency that masquerades as freedom. Yet, through reflection and careful observation, we discovered the hidden lessons these patterns offer, a map pointing to purpose, self-mastery, and liberation. The first key insight is awareness. True freedom begins when we see the forces acting on our attention, desires, and choices. Awareness is not passive, it is an active, observing presence that notices patterns without judgment. It allows you to distinguish between fleeting pleasure and lasting fulfillment. When you observe your impulses, emotions, and habitual responses, you gain clarity. You see the machinery of distraction for what it is, and in doing so, you reclaim the ability to choose. The second insight is reflection. Awareness must be accompanied by deliberate contemplation. By reflecting on the consequences of your choices, the origins of your desires, and the alignment of your actions with deeper values, you turn insight into wisdom. Reflection converts experience into understanding. Consider each challenge, discomfort, and craving as a teacher. Ask yourself, what is this moment revealing about my values, priorities, and direction? What does my reaction tell me about hidden attachments, fears, or unmet needs? The third insight is intentional action. Awareness and reflection are insufficient unless paired with consistent, purpose-driven practice. Intentional action transforms knowledge into lived experience. Begin with small, deliberate steps, resisting minor distractions, committing to a meaningful task, prioritizing growth over instant gratification. These seemingly simple acts compound over time, creating habits that reinforce autonomy and freedom. Each conscious choice strengthens the neural pathways of discipline and attention, reshaping your mind and life from the inside out. Now, integrate these insights into a cohesive framework of living. First, clarify your purpose. Seek goals that resonate deeply within you. Intrinsic objectives such as mastery, contribution, creativity, and connection. Avoid goals dictated solely by external validation or shallow pleasure. Second, practice mindful engagement. Anchor your attention fully in the present, whether in work, relationships, or personal growth. The present moment is the arena where freedom is exercised. Third, embrace discomfort. Growth is inseparable from challenge. By stepping willingly into situations that test your limits, you build resilience, courage, and insight. Fourth, integrate your shadow. Recognize the hidden or suppressed aspects of yourself not as flaws, but as guides. Your fears, doubts, and desires contain vital clues to your potential. By confronting and embracing them, you unlock reservoirs of authenticity, creativity, and power. Philosophy and psychology converge here in remarkable harmony. Aristotle taught that eudaimonia, a flourishing life, emerges from virtue and deliberate action. Modern psychology confirms that meaning, engagement, and contribution foster durable happiness. Together, they provide a map. Living well is neither pleasure-seeking nor passive existence. It is active, intentional cultivation of self, relationships, and impact. Each step is a dialogue between observation, reflection, and action. Between noticing the world as it is, understanding its influence, and responding with purpose. Let us return to the metaphor of the garden. Your attention, energy, and time are seeds. Without care, weeds of distraction, indulgence, and trivial pleasures will overtake them. With awareness, reflection, and deliberate effort, you cultivate flowers of meaning, connection, and achievement. The garden grows slowly, but each day of consistent practice nurtures it. Over time, your life becomes an expression of autonomy, wisdom, and fulfilled potential. The ultimate truth revealed by this journey is simple yet profound. True freedom is not the absence of constraint, but the presence of choice. It is not indulgence in every desire, but mastery over what guides your life. It is not passive escape from discomfort, but active engagement with reality, challenge, and opportunity. By observing the subtle forces shaping your behavior, reflecting on their implications, and acting with intention, you transform fleeting pleasure into lasting purpose, distraction into focus, and limitation into expansion. As you move forward, remember this: the world will continue to offer distractions, temptations, and comforts designed to captivate your attention. This is inevitable. What is not inevitable is your response. Will you surrender to the cycle of pleasure, or will you step into the active cultivation of your life? Will you live according to others' designs, or will you claim the autonomy to shape your existence with clarity and intention? The answer lies in observation, reflection, and deliberate action. Each moment is an opportunity to choose alignment with purpose, connection with meaning, and integration of self. The path is not always easy, but it is the only path that leads to genuine liberation. Like a sculptor chiseling a block of marble, each conscious choice removes the excess, revealing the form of your authentic life. In conclusion, remember these guiding principles. Awareness illuminates the forces shaping your behavior. Reflection transforms experience into wisdom, and intentional action manifests insight into reality. Observe, reflect, act. This is the rhythm of liberation. Align your goals with intrinsic values. Embrace discomfort. Integrate your shadow, and cultivate presence. Through these practices, the pursuit of pleasure becomes a guide rather than a master, and your life transforms into a deliberate expression of freedom, purpose, and fulfillment. Your journey does not end here. Each day offers new opportunities to exercise awareness, deepen reflection, and take meaningful action. Life, when approached in this way, is a continuous unfolding of insight, growth, and purposeful engagement. Step forward into this practice, For every deliberate choice strengthens your autonomy, enriches your character, and aligns you with the life you were meant to live. This is your moment. Reclaim your attention, master your desires, embrace discomfort, integrate your whole self, and live with intention. In doing so, you transform not only your life, but also your experience of the world. Freedom, purpose, and meaning are not distant ideals. They are available here, now, through deliberate practice and mindful living. Take this insight into every action, every choice, and every interaction, and watch as your life becomes a reflection of conscious, intentional, and meaningful existence.